Today on POV, we are going over 5 of the best bang for your buck pistols. For this list, I wanted to choose 5 of the best pistols I think gave me the most value for their price point. Whether it's because of its features, the accessories that come in the box, or just overall shootability of the gun, each one of these has a pretty good reason for making the list. So let's kick it off right here with number 1, the Canik MC9. Or just Canik in general. I think these things have a really good reputation. You know the trigger's really good. Comes with a good case, it comes with a holster, it's got all the tools, it's got a 12 round, a 10 round mag. Caniks are just a really good bang for the buck. All right, it is super windy outside, so we decided to come into an indoor range. It just opened up here. It's called Nailed It Range in Mason City. Shout out to them guys for allowing us to do this. Now we got Nick here. Nick has never shot any of these 5 guns, so we're gonna get his first shot opinions on everything, and that should add some value to why they're on this list. Sitting at about 4 or 5 yards. Just get a groupie poo here.
Trigger's nice.
Drain the mag. Solid group.
5 yards away, you know? All right, I like it. I mean, it's got the world's biggest bore axis, and my pinky hangs off. But it's all right.
Now, whether you like them or not is a different story. But no matter who you are, you cannot argue that Canik has one of the best striker fire triggers on the market today. And it's almost not even close. Walther, maybe? These triggers are breaking right around 2.5 to 3 pounds, and then the reset is non-existent. Also, this comes with an optic cut already, so you can spend more money on your red dot than you spent on the entire gun, because that's just what it is. Them's the rules. Then we got the Ambi slide release, and this thing is giant, oversized, easy to work, right hand, left hand. It's super easy to take down and clean. It comes with all the tools you need to be able to clean it. It's got some good iron sights. These things are aluminum instead of plastic like a Glock. It's just an overall great shooting gun. Now for this list, we're gonna slightly go up in price every single time, but we're staying around $1,500. Everything is below that, so keeping budget in mind for this specific video. But as you can see, this thing kind of shoots way above its price point. These things are coming in around $350 to $400, which is kind of mind-blowing for the amount of gun you get. So that's why this MC9 made this list. Now, before we get started on number 2, we need to thank today's sponsor, TacPack. TacPack is a monthly subscription service that sends you tactical gear to your house every single month. In these boxes, you can expect cool stuff from companies like Fab Defense, 511 Tactical, CRKT, Fab Defense, Mission First Tactical. I can't believe I remembered all of that. First time for everything. TacPack has 2 main tiers. They got the standard and the plus. The standard is going to cost you $59.95 shipped, but the value inside of the box is going to be anywhere from $90 to $120. TacPack Plus is going to cost you $139.95 shipped, but the value inside of that box is going to be anywhere from $240 to $300. So you're just getting that bang for your buck. TacPack is honestly one of my favorite things. I look forward to it every month because I never know what's going to be inside of it. It's like a tactical Christmas once a month, and you gotta love that. So in these boxes, you can expect stuff like this right here. This is a rat tourniquet. You can throw this in your center console of your truck or just in your back pocket. You got patches, you got stickers, you got some pretty sweet merch. Get some pretty cool fixed blade like this one from Salk. Mission First Tactical range bag for your pistols, or you know, if Dalton needs a new purse.
It's not a man purse, it's called a satchel.
Some safety glasses or shooting glasses from Walkers. A CQG grip from Reptilia. These things are actually pretty damn dope. I run quite a few of them. And now you have a reason to start that new AR-15 build. You can just convince your wife, like, I'm already halfway there. Look, TacPack sent me a rail. I don't know, it works out in my head. Let me know how it goes. We love TacPack, and right now if you use code PEW on your order, you're gonna get a free box worth about $60 full of EDC gear. Link down in the description below. Let's get back to it. And for number 2, the Not a Glock from Ruger. Now the reason this thing made the list is because love them or hate them, Glock, they're just super durable. They're reliable. They are the AK-47s of the pistol world, except you can actually hit stuff with them and you're not required to wear Adidas to bring it out to the range. But the reason I chose the Ruger over the real Glock is because these things are coming in right around $450, which is $200 to $300 less than an actual Glock, and it comes with an upgraded grip. It's essentially the same thing. All of the aftermarket parts fit on this. So I think if you're a Glock guy, it's the best route. It's the best bang for your buck. No matter who you are, usually when you get a Glock, you want to make it your own. You fit it to you. So personally, I went with a trigger shoe from Overwatch Precision, Tag Precision sights, and this very average JK looking suppressor with a great personality. Shout out to Silencer Shop for hooking me up with that in about 3 days, which is kind of crazy considering it was just like 9 to 12 months not that long ago. I call it the AK of the pistol world, but it's also kind of the AR of the pistol world because there's all sorts of aftermarket accessories. Like I just said, if there's something you don't like about this, there's probably 10 other options. You can change the grip, the trigger, the pins, the mag release, the slides, the optic cut options. There's just unlimited options to make this thing your own, and that's kind of the best point of buying a modular pistol. You can make it your own. You can customize it, which you'll see later on in this video. We'll get to that, but I have done to almost everything sitting over here, and for good reason. All right, have you seen one of these before? This is the not a Glock from Ruger.
I've seen it. I've never shot one.
So it's kind of their attempt on a Gen 3. It takes all the same parts. It's essentially the same thing with an upgraded grip. But
The grip is better. I'll give it that.
yeah, but under $400 instead of $700 that you're paying for a Glock.
I like it. It's better than the Glock.
It's better than a Glock. You know,
It's
the reset?
significantly faster. It doesn't flip as hard, and the trigger's way better.
Yeah.
And the grip's way better.
Agreed.
I like it a lot.
So great shooting gun, decently fast for a Glock. I feel like I could pull the trigger a little bit faster than I can like a Gen 5. I'm not positive what they did differently. There is a lot of reviews on this going into depth. If you guys are curious and want to learn more about this, I think Honest Outlaw's got one of these videos up. Go check that out. He does really good reviews. But anyways, that is the reason this made number 2. It's damn near a Glock for $200 less, making it a better bang for your buck. Now moving on to number 3. Now number 3 is what comes to mind when I think of that term, Glock killer, the CZ P10. I think this is one of the most underrated handguns on the market, and I'm not specifically talking about the F model. I'm talking about the entire lineup of the CZ P10. All of these things are just incredible. They can be had for $400 to $500. I think they're better than a Glock in almost every single way. Maybe not the reliability. I've noticed the longevity of these things cannot outperform a Glock, but they shoot better. Maybe not for as long, but they feel a lot better in your hand. I think the recoil impulse is better. I think the triggers are better. The ergonomics are better. The magazine capacity is better. Better sights, better looks. Looks are half the battle. And this thing definitely looks cooler than a Glock. Like I said earlier, that's kind of the point of making a pistol your own. You're able to customize them and do whatever you want to them. So even though this comes in about $450, of course I went and spent about the same amount to upgrade the trigger in this and put some ports in it. Not saying the trigger was bad by any means. I just like to go fast and I really hate recoil. But you can do that same thing to every pistol. But the reason this one made the list is because $450 without anything done to them is an awesome bang for the buck. You can carry it, be a good home defense gun. You could shoot competition with these. It's just an overall solid choice. Now, I did send this off to Cajun Gunworks. They put an extremely light trigger in this thing. Got a solid reset, extremely short. I got a different guide rod spring in there, so it's nice and light. Give me some little ports up top here because fuck recoil. We got a Mepro Light MPODF on top of this thing. And even with the CZ-P10, we come back to the aftermarket options. There is a lot of stuff on the internet that you guys can, if you don't like something about this, like the trigger, the slide, the barrel, the sights, anything, you could probably fix that. Aftermarket options mean a lot in the pistol world. There's a lot of pistols that offer no aftermarket anything and you're stuck with what you got. That kind of stuff don't make these lists. I think as far as a striker fire pistol, this is one of the fastest offerings on the market. These things are incredibly fast for the price point. It's just an awesome bang for the buck. All right, trigger is extremely light on this and it's gonna surprise the shit out of you. There it is.
I like it, but honestly, I like that Ruger more.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. I probably like them the same, but when you take into consideration that this is full size and that Ruger was compact,
Good point.
they shot, at least they felt like the same to me,
No.
which I think gives the Ruger the advantage.
You're going 1 out of 10. What is it? That's what we should have been asking you the whole time. Start with a can.
Canic for what's the criteria? Like just striker fired pistol overall or what?
The fact that it's $350 and it comes with the trigger, it comes with an optic cuts, it comes with multiple magazines, a holster, and a hard case.
How much is it?
$350.
Give it a 4.
Really?
Yeah.
He just doesn't like Canic.
The bore
Yeah, it's
axis
a little
is insane.
It's like a
The
slur.
Ruger is like a 9 or a 10.
The Ruger is
It's
pretty
great. For
fucking
how
good.
cheap it is, that gun's awesome.
That's good.
P10, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Also a little bit harder to say because that's got your aftermarket trigger.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. All right, moving on to number 4, the Archon Type B. Now, I have said this before in a previous video. I think this is possibly my favorite striker fired gun. Now, this one's a little bit different. The price being right around $900, it is a little bit more expensive, but I think you're getting a lot of gun for that money. I think these things are incredibly fast. I think the engineering that goes inside of these things is just well thought out. The bore axis is incredibly low. Overall, really good pistol. And I think even if these things were $1,500, my opinion would stay the same. These are very solid guns, and I think the price is justifiable. As soon as you shoot one, you will understand. But again, customization. I did put ports in this thing. I got plenty of footage on the internet of before I did the optic cut in the ports to this thing, but even before I touched it, this was a solid pistol, and I said prior to me doing anything to this thing that is probably my favorite striker fire pistol. Right out of the box, you get one of the most solid triggers on the market. The trigger has not been touched. This is completely stock. Got the cool barrel design. Only downfall to this is the 15-round magazines kind of seem crazy. I feel like for this size, give me a 17-round mag. I sent this off to Impact Machine. It costs a couple $100 to get your gun ported, and it makes all of the difference in the world. This is one of the flattest shooting guns I own. I think this is my best split times with the striker fire gun. Like, I would put this thing pretty damn close to a 2011 with imports in there. It's flat, it's fast, it's accurate. DEFCON 3 did the stipple job on this thing. So this has been around the block, and I think we're totaled right around $1,500, but worth every fucking penny. I would do that 10 more times all over again. It's just a really good gun. But the reason it made this list is because it did not need all of these accessories or custom work done to it to make it a really good gun. It was good right from the factory. For $900, you got a lot of gun for that price point. Buying a Glock 19 and putting a Hollow Sun on it is about the same price, and I would take this thing all day. How about you, Dalton? Mr. Glock fanboy over there. Would you take a stock Glock with a red dot or a stock Type B?
Type B. Type B all day.
This thing has just done nothing but impress me. Like, it's super ergonomic. It feels incredible in the hand. The impulse feels insanely good, especially after I ported it, of course. Shout out Impact Machine. Also, put some Tag Precision sights on these just because if you're rocking irons, it better be Tag Precision. That sounded like an ad. That's not an ad. They're just really good sights.
I like how it feels.
It's fun.
It's got a super low bore axis. I feel like the barrel is in my palm. It's consistent.
How's that recoil impulse feel?
There is no recoil.
The trigger is fucking great. That is a stock trigger. Like,
That's stock.
yeah, that brake is amazing. The reset is great. Like, there's no dingus in the middle like a fucking Glock.
No, that's sweet.
Yeah.
That's 10.
10?
Yeah.
So this one's taking her so far?
Yeah.
Now for number 5, I was highly considering making this my number 1 option for the best bang of the buck, and it was really close. But you'll see why I made the decision I did. And that is because the platypus is just, these things are $1,400, and I can damn near keep up with a Staccato XC. Of course, this is ported and compensated, so I did cheat a little bit to kind of match the XC energy, but this thing is fucking incredible. I like the frame better because it's a little smaller, and I don't have to spend $90 on a fucking 2011 magazine because it takes Glock 17 mags. Now, Stealth Arms is one of the coolest companies I've ever seen. You can go on their website and you can completely customize whatever gun you want, from the grip, the texture, the slide, the serrations. You can completely make that gun your own. Hell, you can even go crazy with the colors you want on these things. Go for that. Best group so far. And you picked up the speed.
How much is a Springfield?
The Prodigy, about $1,500.
This blows that out of the water.
Like a motherfucker.
By a mile. It's not even close.
And the Prodigy's okay for the price point. Like, it's a 5 out of 10. It's okay. That is like comparable to Staccato's high-end shit. I think.
No, I
with
like
the
it.
ports.
The trigger's sweet. All right, Staccato was a 10. This would be an 8, but then you figure price and mag probably also at least a 9, maybe a 10.
Pretty good way to put it. The Staccato XC it's a better gun. A Staccato XC is hard to beat, but they're $4,500. And the fact that you can buy one of these plain Jane for $1,400, spend an extra $200, you're still sitting pretty damn low. You got ports, a compensator, $1,600.
That configuration is still cheaper than a stock Staccato P, including the SRL.
And
Yeah,
it
true.
doesn't require a fucking optics plate.
So for that reason and the fact that this is one of the best shooting pistols I own, this is taking the #1 spot. Well, I guess technically number 5, but we saved the best for last, right? The Stealth Arms Platypus, 110% the best bang for your buck. If you want to get into 2011s but don't want to spend $4,500, this is it. Like I said, I would stack this up against my Staccato XC. It is that flat, that fast, super accurate, super fucking reliable. I can't stress that enough. I have been beating this thing up for almost 2 years now, and I don't have any malfunctions ever. And as you can see, with this thing being ported, it gets incredibly dirty, and cleaning guns is for the fucking birds. I'm just gonna run it until it doesn't run no more, and then we'll see that was its stopping point. That's the excuse I tell everybody. I just want to find the stopping point. I just don't want to clean my guns. Let's be honest. The trigger on this thing is breaking right around 1.5 pounds with a solid reset. Very short, very tactile. That's a cool world. Cool world. Words are hard. Now again, another one that I sent off to Impact Machine for porting. Did I mention that I fucking hate recoil? I want to go fast and be able to stay on target doing so. Impact Machine just kind of helps out with that. Now let's say this end bushing compensator doesn't compensate a damn thing, but the ports sure as hell help. But again, the reason it made this list is because it did not need the ports. It did not need the compensator. This thing was great right from the factory. Again, you want to take the gun, you want to make it your own, and that's the way I do that. I like the ports. I want to hear what you guys think to be the best bang for your buck, whether it's pistols or rifles. What do you think shoots above its price point? Put it down in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.